Hey, so today we're talking about how to warm prospects. This is the fourth of the 9 web design profit accelerators that we've been speaking about over the last few days. And so if you want to scale your business, scale your web design business, one of the things you need to do is each of these 9 web design profit accelerators. And so today it's all about warming prospects. And the reason why I'm covering it is because, today it's not that hard to get a lead off Facebook or LinkedIn. It's pretty easy to get someone in your database. It's pretty easy to get someone to opt in. It's pretty easy to connect with someone on LinkedIn or connect with someone or friend someone on Facebook. The hard bit is how do you actually get them into an appointment? And so getting leads to me is quite low value at this point. I don't care how big my database is. What I care about is how many appointments am I sitting on every single day. And unfortunately, so many marketers and web designers get excited when they get lots of leads. But the problem is leads don't pay the bills. Leads don't send you on your next holiday. What sends you on is how many appointments are you sitting on. Because once you sit on a number of appointments every single week, you'll then be able to convert a percentage of those and then grow your business. All right, so let me show you the trick. The trick isn't lead gen. So let's have a look here. You get a prospect, right? You get a prospect into your funnel somehow. Email, Facebook group, on and on. But the problem is you're struggling to get them into an appointment. How do you get someone from being a lead into an appointment? And that is the question, right? I think a lot of people don't know how to do that. I think some of you struggle with just getting a lead in the first place. But let me just tell you, that isn't a big problem now if you know what to do, right? So let's eliminate that. And I know you're struggling, some of you, but let me just tell you, getting leads off Facebook is not an issue. The problem is getting them into an appointment. So how do you do it? That's what warming your prospects is all about. So the key is, how do you warm your prospects so then you'll book an appointment? And that's what you really want. You want to be able to warm someone, get someone as a lead, warm them, and then get them into an appointment with you. So how do you do that? That's the $1,000,000 question, right? So let's go through it. How do you do it? Well, if you have a prospect and you want to get them into an appointment, what you've got to do is take them through a journey and show them that there's a gap, right? And the gap is what it'll make them actually book an appointment, right? So when you get them as a lead, you need to then start building a gap with that person where they say, hey, this is where I want to be. This is where my website, I'd love it to be when it comes to leads, when it comes to growing my business, but this is where it's at. So stretching the gap. Now, how do you do that? Now, you can do that very quickly or you can do it over a period of time. If you want to do it quickly, as soon as someone downloads a lead magnet, you can try and do it quickly. And the way you do that is through a video. And so on the thank you page, you put a video that actually gets them, it builds the gap and gets them to book an appointment, right? That works. It works for me every single day. I have some great videos that actually stretches the gap when they watch it and ask them to book an appointment, and many people just do. The other way of doing it is to do a quiz where they can fill in a quiz. What does the quiz do? It says, do you have this on your website? And they say no. Do you have this on your website? They say no. Do you have this on your website? They say no. And what are we doing? We're stretching, we're building a gap. And when there's the gap, then you say, hey, would you like to solve these problems? That all these things you don't have that could make your business better on your website, you don't have it. Would you like to speak to us? And then they book an appointment. Okay, so that's 2 ways you can do instantly. The more long-term ways is to send an email. So send a series of emails of a period of time that that educates, builds the gap, and then ask them to book an appointment. Another way of doing it is through Facebook retargeting ads, right? So you might run ads every single day to your email list or to people that like you on Facebook or people who have interacted with your videos and content on Facebook. And so you're nurturing, you're warming, you're creating the gap until they're ready to book an appointment. Another way of doing it is through a Facebook group. Fantastic way. If you can create a Facebook group, you can really nurture people every day by doing live streams into that group. It's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a live stream. This is a live stream into my group. And every day I keep nurturing and warming and creating the gap. And people eventually say, hey, I need to solve this problem. Why don't I call Marlon? He's the guy that's on Facebook every day doing some sort of Facebook Live. He must know what he's talking about. Okay? So that's the reasoning behind it. So there's lots of other things you can do, right? There's lots of ways of nurturing people, but that's the key. That's the magic. That's where the money is made. The money is made in the warm, okay? The money is made in between getting a prospect or a lead and getting them into an appointment. This is where the money is made. And if you can't figure out how to do that, it doesn't matter how big your database is. It doesn't matter how many leads you can get. You can get leads for 10 cents on Facebook. 10 cents you can get a lead. I know people who do it, and yet they get no sales from it. They say, oh, Facebook doesn't work. Oh, the leads are bad on Facebook. No, it's just that you are probably getting the wrong leads into your database. And secondly, you're not warming. You're not doing the bit. Now, this is, to most people, the hard bit, because it's hard to figure out, okay, what kind of video can we put on our thank you page? What kind of questionnaire? What are the questions going to be? Testing those questions. You know, sending emails on a weekly basis can be really time consuming if you're not doing it properly. Facebook ads, people don't know how to do Facebook ads, how to do retargeting. It's really easy. It's like 15 minutes to set up an ad if you know what you're doing. And a Facebook group. I mean, who has the time for a Facebook group? Well, I'm busy. No, I run a few businesses and I have a Facebook group and I love it and doesn't suck my time. I'm strategic on how I do it. And can I just say the Facebook group is one of the things that gives me lots of ways of interacting with people. And you know, if you do the warm properly, when people get onto an appointment with you, they've been indoctrinated. They know everything about the way you think, about websites, about your business, about how you could make them successful, because they watch the content. They watch. And a lot of times you think, oh, I'm putting content out there and no one's watching. If you are sending an email every week, if you are posting on social media, on LinkedIn, and you have the right people as connections on LinkedIn, not your friends and family, but actual prospects, they're watching. If you have a Facebook group and your prospects are in there and you're posting regularly, great content, not other people's content, your content that shows that you're the thought leader. People are watching and they're watching. You know, I have had so many appointments of people who I've seen them in my group, I've seen them interact with my content over time. They've even emailed me back when I send out an email. And I know who they are. I know the name and I know what they've done. And then all of a sudden they book an appointment. And I say, why did you book? Why did you book now? And they say, Marlon, because the content, I've been watching you. I've been watching and I can see that you're legit. I can see that you're good at what you do. And I can see that you're committed. And by the time we get on a call, it's not about, you know, can you trust me to build your website? It's not about that. It's like, okay, let's just negotiate now because the trust has been built over time. So I want to encourage you. The warm is the most important part. It's not getting the lead. That's actually quite easy. What's important is, can you warm the lead until they're ready to book the appointment? So if you're a web designer and you are struggling to not just get leads, but get them into an appointment, I want to encourage you to book a scale session with me. A scale session is a 15-minute chat where we take the principles in these 9 accelerators and I'll show you which few you should apply right now in your business to get the biggest result to scale the business. And so it's not a sales call, it's a strategy call. And if some people will say, Marlon, how can we work together? We'll book a second meeting for that. This meeting is not about me or my program or selling to you. It's not about that. It's about helping you and enabling you to move forward. And I'll send you on your way. But if you do want to speak about how I can help, we'll book another meeting. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. It's not a sales meeting. I'm not going to sell to you. But book it in, because I can tell you that meeting has transformed so many businesses and web designers, businesses over, you know, the last year or so. So below this video, around this video, fill the application form in, book an appointment. I look forward to speaking to you soon.